For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
All right, so that video has annoyed a lot of feminists. There's been a hell of a lot of responses to that video by feminist women who are just going crazy at that video. And that is the state of the West today. That is the state of the West, where you've got a guy essentially saying, look, your career is all fair and well, your qualifications, and you go out to the corporate world and have all those achievements, that's all fine. But you'll probably be most fulfilled in life if you meet a great guy, get married, and have kids. That's controversial to say in today's world in the West. That's the state of things. That is the state of things. And you know, I'm all about trying to bring the sexes back together. I spoke about this on my previous video and other videos. I'm all for that. I'm all for that, but not to appease this indoctrination, these terrible feminist ideas. Okay, and I want to come at you with some stats here to back me up. And these are real stats. Go look them up. You'll find them very quickly on a Google search. So in the UK, and America is very close on this one as well, but in the UK, 50% of women will reach the age of 30 childless. And 50% of those women will never have children. So 25% of all women in the UK will never have children. And 90% of those women that never have children will regret it. And their biggest regret is that they left it too late. They're real stats. And when they say when they left it too late, what they're saying is they focused too much on their career in their 20s, enjoyed themselves, enjoyed the single life, right? And then they left it too late to try and find a good guy and settle down and have kids. And that's their biggest regret. And it's a huge fucking one. And this is the issue, man. Like I said, I want to try and have these conversations with women. I don't want to fight. I don't want that separation to continue. I don't want to contribute to that. But this type of ideology, this type of crap that women are indoctrinated with, the belief that the career is the ultimate, right? And that you don't need a man and all this, and family's overrated, yada, yada. Or the real one is that you can have it all. You can go through all your 20s, you can focus on your career, you can get to later on in life and you'll find a guy and settle down and have kids and then go back into the workplace and it'll all be fine. The chance of that happening is so small. So small. Like the most women, that's not going to be the case. They're not going to find someone. Or they're not going to have, maybe they'll find someone and they'll settle down and have one kid, but they want 3 or 4, but they left it too late, and so on. And the biggest thing I'm about is turning the West around, making the West head back to better shores. And what sits at the heart of that is the nuclear family. We need the nuclear family to be at the heart of that. And that has been decimated over the last 50 years. And feminism, third wave toxic feminism, has been right at the center of that war, of destroying the nuclear family. And it has a lot to answer for. Because across the board, when mums and dads are together, that is way better for children, way better for their health, their future, their psychology, and everything else. And then that spreads out into the wider culture as a whole. And this is dangerous talk when women grow up, young women grow up with this idea that they're being taught that there's nothing more important than their careers, yada yada, and they can leave it late and so on. It's so dangerous and so detrimental to them as individuals, to men, and to society as a whole. And we only have to look at what's going on in the West today. And the other thing is, it's very clear, research is very, very clear on this, that women today are they're the most unhappy they've ever been. That women in the 50s, before they entered the workplace, were much happier than they are today, generally speaking, right? And that's clear. You can go look that up again. And so I don't want to fight. I don't want that separation between the sexes, that battle of the sexes to go on. But we need, as guys, and if you're red pill aware and so on, and you know the stats around this, we need to have these conversations and call this bullshit out. Do it in a respectful way, of course, but we need to get a hold of these young ladies, have a talk, have a chat, and tell them, look, do what you want, right? If you genuinely want, and this is what I believe, like if you want to go out into the world and you want a job and go to the corporate life and that's what you want, and you don't want children or whatever, all power to you, man. If you're one of the 5% of the population across cultures, across generations and so on, that never want kids, oh, that's fine. You do what you want to do. All power to you. And the fact that you have options to do that and everything else is great. We're not going back there. We're not going back to the 40s and 50s, right? And neither should we. And we can't right now with mass inflation. We need, one wage household is not going to sustain families anymore. Unfortunately, we do need both the mom and the dads working. But my thing is, it's like, we should be able to have these conversations with young women and say, look at the bigger picture here. And we're coming with stats. We're not coming with an ideology. And this is not right-wing ideology, TRAGCON ideology. We're coming with facts. Looking at these facts, looking at the bigger picture. If you leave it too late, the chances are you're running a huge risk. You're probably going to be a very good chance you're going to be left disappointed. And you're going to be mourning the death of children that you never had. And that's a horrible, horrible place to be, especially as a woman. And looking at that it's not going to fulfill you on average, looking at the stats around women's mental health and in the workplace and so forth, and you look at how detrimental that is to the individuals and the society and the collective as a whole, and just arm them with this picture, this knowledge, because they're not being told this stuff, right? The general culture is mainstream culture, mainstream belief in schools, in universities, on media. They're not being told this. They're not being given this alternate view. Right? They think it's all great. Feminism is great. They can't quite wrap their heads around how anyone could be against that equality, right? Equality. So we need to have these conversations as guys. We have that responsibility, if you're aware to this stuff, to tell them this stuff. Look at the bigger picture, look at the whole. And then if enough of us are having these conversations with these young women, that maybe the penny drops. Maybe it doesn't just go in one ear out the other. That maybe they go, oh, fuck, you know what? Actually, there's so many people saying this stuff and giving me this alternate viewpoint. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm absolute naive as hell, wishful thinking, probably is, but like I said, man, if the ship's going down, let's go down swinging. Let's go swing. I'm here for the good fight, but that's what I'm about. That is what I'm about. I'm about the nuclear family. I'm about raising great kids, man. And you need the best opportunity, the best chance you're going to have is when both parents are together in the same house, man. And feminism, third wave feminism, is an enemy towards that. I'm very, very passionate about that. So, yeah. What do you think, guys?